Hi guys, Holly Scott here, two-star Parelli professional in Bend, Oregon. I wanted to take just a few minutes to videotape some things that I have been seeing with students in the circling game and some of my lessons that I've been teaching, and wanted to help show some clarity with my horse Baron here. He's my levels horse. I've taken him through the Parelli program in all 4 levels, and sometimes what we find is that when we are learning one of the purpose games, which are the Parelli games 4, 5, 6, and 7, we tend to forget that they are building blocks made up of the 3 principal games, which are games 1, 2, and 3. So think friendly, porcupine, and driving are in the purpose games, which are yo-yo, circling, sideways, and squeeze. So what we'll show with Baron here is a little bit about how to clean up the send, which is the first part of the circling game, and the components that break down into that, the building blocks, which are the principles, friendly, porcupine, and driving. Very clearly here my horse is very friendly. He thinks I smell like a cookie. I've been doing some quarantine baking, so I probably do smell like a cookie. So I'd like to show you a little bit of that and answer any questions in the comments. And I will also show you on a longer line, but to start, we will start with a 12-foot line and show you a little bit about how to clean it up closer, because as Pat says, break things down, isolate, separate, recombine. If your horse isn't understanding something from further away, you might need to try to get closer and get clearer so your horse understands it. So what I just showed you was a little bit of front end control with getting my send correct and getting my horse out and on a path around me in the circle. What I don't want to do when I send my horse is to draw my hand back and allow him to come right through my space. That's going to create a very egg-like circle, and it's not going to give my horse the ability to go out and around me. So on my 12-foot line, it's easier for me to help Baron get back, rock his weight back on his hind end, send his shoulders out, first his nose, then his neck, then his feet, to find the path around me in the circle. Now I'm going to put him on a longer line. I play with him on a single feather line, a 22-foot feather line with a carabiner clip. I don't advise this for a horse that's strong or a horse that needs more support, because this line can zip through your hands pretty quick and hurt your fingers pretty bad, which I've had it happen before. So please only play on a feather line if you feel your horse is light enough, responsive to pressure, to come off the pressure if he does pull. I hope what you've seen is how I hold my carrot stick. Sometimes I have to catch myself because, like you, I'm still learning and learning to be more habitual in my horsemanship with my tools. Most of the time I'm very habitual, but sometimes I will accidentally try to drive my horse backwards holding my carrot stick like an ice pick, like I am picking my way up the Yukon. I want to try to remember that can deliver a really nasty sting to my horse if I flick him and catch him on his chest accidentally. So instead I'm going to hold it across my body like this and drive my horse backwards, and if I have to tag him right there on his right front shoulder, it doesn't leave quite a sting and offend my horse and ruin any rapport that I've built. And by doing that on a shorter line like that, I'm able to help control my horse going right or left without my allowing it or letting it happen. The shorter line helps him. Okay, so we've cleaned up the send. That's a little better. So now we're going to work on the allow. I usually don't have my horses go around me and insist on circles until my send is really good. Pat says your send helps set up your allow. So when your horse travels around, maintain gait, direction, watch where they're going. That's only as good as your send is when you send them out. So I'm going to work on my allow, and with Baron I'm going to go into an upwards transition and then also hopefully down to a downward transition without stopping. He is an introvert, so his favorite thing is when I ask him to stop, and he's allowed to stop. And so what I hope to show you is my position when I ask my horse to speed up or slow down while in a circle is relative to the direction my horse is going. So if I'm going to ask Baron to speed up, I'm going to turn into the direction of travel. If I'm going to ask him to slow down or stop, I'm going to turn against his direction of travel. And I'm going to put the pressure coming from zone 1 versus asking him to speed up. The pressure is going to be coming up from zone 5 and 4. Okay? We have the downward transition done pretty well, as you can see. I just was thinking I was about to ask him to stop, and he stopped, and before that he went down to a trot. So hopefully this has helped you. And what I would like for you guys to see when you're playing with your horses is everybody to clean up the send on your circle game. Don't worry so much about if your horse goes around you for how many laps yet. Get your send really good. Get your horse understanding that it's a game. And the more he goes out and not necessarily leaves you and disconnects from you, but goes out and around understanding his responsibilities, he's going to enjoy staying out there because he's going to find that's a friendly game. When you're quiet and you saw that I allowed my rope to go behind my back and my carrot stick was anchored, Baron didn't really have to worry about a whole lot while he was out there. So that was the friendly game. I was quiet. So be sure your horse understands it's a game. Most horses don't have a problem with disengaging and coming to a stop and saying game over, because to a lot of horses, the Parelli circling game is pretty dreadful. So let's help to make all horses understand it's a game and cause students to actually have fun doing it. Thanks for watching.